Greetings everyone, I'm Eurocoin and this is my review of Masters of the Universe Classics Castle Grayskullman. Well, like you can see from your screens, that is. And this character, like it says on the package, is the winner of the Create a Character contest from 2011. And, well, let's see the figure itself, well, at least inside the package in this point. And here it is. Oh, there it is, Castle Grayskullman inside its package. Because I don't think it's male per se. Well, I'm going to refer Castle Grayskullman as he, because it has man on his name. Okay, and usually on this part I'm going to tell something about the history of the character. Well, of course there's not much to tell, because this doesn't really have much history. Well, all began on or at least the later half of 2011, when Daniel Benedict, the creator, well, submitted his creation Castle Grayskullman to the Mattel's Create a Character contest, and then during 2012 Mattel then selected his design as the winner and then announced the winner, and then on November 2012 this figure finally came out. And that's pretty much it. This character is brand new. It has never been in any former Masters of the Universe media or any other form. So no vintage figure, no cartoon appearances or comic appearances, nothing. So that's the brief history, and let's take a closer look of this package, which is standard Masters of the Universe Classics package. Well, most of you probably know and love. Well, I don't know if you love, but at least know. And that's how the figure looks inside the package. Nothing different about that. Then on the back side you can see some older figures from this line. There's Snake Man at Arms and Hordak Kingis and so on. Well, it's kind of logical choices apart from King Grayskull. Well, maybe even King Grayskull, because I'm not going to explain, but yeah, King Grayskull probably is also logical choice. And of course there's the Masters of the Universe 30th anniversary logo, which is on all 2012 figures. And then the main part, Castle Grayskullman's bio, which in most part is what Daniel submitted to Mattel. There are some additions to that according to him. And that's about the bio. And then there's of course the evil smiling Matty and MattyCollector.com logo, and collect them all at the brainwashing attempt, and then some legal things. And those are something you should know by now if you have seen my other reviews of other figures. So that's it about the figure inside the package. So let's go to opened figure review part of this review. Okay, and here it is, Castle Grayskullman out of his package without the armor and so on. So, like usual, let's start with, well, his articulation, which is standard Masters of the Universe Classics male figure articulation. There's wrist, elbow, bicep, shoulder, goes around and then like this. Of course the head, side to side, all around, not much up because this long hair doesn't allow, goes a bit down, though the armor I'm going to show you just a moment, it little bit hinders this movement. Then there's the ab crunch and waist twist. And then legs go side to side, back and forth. Well, not much more than this, because this loincloth is pretty stiff. It's about the same as my reissue He-Man, which isn't very soft. Then, well, of course, legs go also like this. Then the knee, boot or upper leg, it goes around completely. And then the new kind of ankles without the visible pegs, and these ankles are very stiff. Actually, all the articulation on this figure is nice and tight, except this left shoulder, which is a little bit, at least this hinge part is a little bit loose. It's not too loose or nothing very bad, but much looser than this side. Okay, so that was the articulation. So let's take a look of the details. And well, like you've seen, most of the details are this kind of rock formation type of thing, like the walls of Castle Grayskull or something like that. Boots are like that. The hands, shoulders, well, also the armor you're going to see just a minute. It's also kind of that. Actually, it would have been nice if these rock formation things would have been also on the legs and on the whole arms, but this is of course better than nothing. Colors, well, basically it's this grayish green you've seen here. Actually the base color is this gray, dark gray, and then this green is painted on not that much paint on the arms or the legs. It's mostly like shading. But personally I would have preferred the coloring being this green, like on the boots or the shoulders. It would have been nice if the whole figure would have been colored like that. Loincloth is, well, dark grey, little bit shading there. Nice bronze belt. And of course, nice looking head and face. There are some people who don't like the hair, especially the color of it. I don't mind. Actually, I've seen some pictures where fans have been removed the hair, and I don't like those versions, those customs. Actually, I prefer this hair, but everyone on their own. And then the very nice looking face. Yeah, so very Grayskull colored and brick themed figure. Of course, when the figure is named Castle Grayskullman, that's something to expect. And then let's start accessorize the figure. So first thing is going to be this armor I mentioned. Obviously this technically isn't armor. It's not meant to be like that. It's obviously meant to be his chest and upper torso, not anything separate. But this is the way it was made. Obviously, so they could use standard body, male body for this figure, and then just do this separate armor. But there's the same brick theme and the same coloring, the dark grey base and green paint on top of it. Then there's this very nice looking thing, this skull thing, and if I'm not much mistaken, this thing here comes from the drawbridge of Castle Grayskull, from the playset of Castle Grayskull, and its jawbridge or drawbridge. I don't have any kind of Grayskull playset. I've never had, so I think it's from there. So let's put it on. Head comes off, like all heads, well, most heads anyway. And let's put this on. And like you saw, this armor is this thing that's made like an armor, it's a very soft plastic. And it's actually kind of sometimes hard to put on. Haven't taken it off that often. Well, that's enough, or good enough for this review anyway. So head goes there, and there's him with his upper torso. Well, it looks more like an armor when it's on. but it's not supposed to be. Then let's accessorize a little bit more. So here comes sword or swords. He has two, very nicely colored, though on this other one there's a paint flaw, or actually there's paint loss, but at least it's only on the other side, the side which I'm not showing, because there's also the China stamp on that side. So this is the side I'm having him show. This other sword has this metallic sheen on it, nice blue and green, and then those little things are grey or silverish. And the other one, well, it's kind of more matte colored. Well, there is some kind of almost like a metallic thing going on the handle part, but the blade is just purple, matte purple. And why two these differently colored swords, very differently colored swords? Well, the vintage Castle Grayskull playset had a flag, paper flag, and on the flag there was these swords. On one side there was two of these swords crossed like this, and on the other side there were two swords colored like this, crossed. So that's where these swords and their colors come from. Then after the swords there's also one other item, the shield, which has the same skull thing going on like on his chest there, and then there's some bronze things also. Very nice looking shield on the back side, just like nothing special about that, but this shield on itself looks very good. And there's only one thing to do, to put these on. I've been reading from some forums that some Castle Grayskullmans have this problem or this thing where the swords, where the hands are not holding the swords that perfectly. My Castle Grayskullman has no problem. The grip is nice and tight enough and so on, so I don't have any problems with mine, but apparently some do. Well, these hands are a little bit gummier than some others, so that might be the case. But here it is, Castle Grayskullman, accessorized and fully complete. But before giving my own opinions and so on, I have one other thing that didn't come with Castle Grayskullman, but it works perfectly with Castle Grayskullman. The Castle Grayskull diorama stand. Yep, I bought one pack of these long time ago, and this is the only thing I actually can use them, because with other figures they just don't look good, and personally I think these things are just pieces of wasted plastic, but obviously doesn't mean if you like them that there's anything wrong with you. Just my opinion. But like this Castle Grayskullman on the Castle Grayskull diorama stand, it looks awesome on it. Probably even better than on your screens right now. Okay, but now my opinions about this figure. When I first saw the figure and learned about it, it was a couple of hours before they officially announced the figure, because MOTUC Collector site briefly published the winner figure too early. It was pulled out of the site or taken out almost immediately, but not before lots of fans and toy sites got screen grabs and took pic and so on. So that's from where I learned it too, and I liked it very much from the moment I saw it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite figures from the 30th anniversary line. I think it even goes beyond Draego Man. Not sure if it beats Photog, but Photog and these are my two favorite figures from the anniversary line. And of course Photog, which I have reviewed already long time ago. It's a winner of the old 80s create a character contest, so there's some symmetry on that. It's a nice figure, not any real problems or defects on mine. Like I mentioned, the shoulder on this side is a little bit loose on the hinge part, but apart from that, not that much. Obviously I would prefer this little bit lighter shade of green, but well, can't have it that, and it's not any kind of quality issue. It's just a personal preference. Only thing I little bit could complain is that when you take the figure out of the package, these swords are very bent, and it's kind of hard to make them straight again. Even a hairdryer isn't that could help. Well, it did help somewhat, but not completely, because it's kind of hard plastic on the blades, so it doesn't work so well. But apart from that, very nice figure, and I recommend to all very much. Of course, if you don't like new figures or don't like the idea that new figures or characters are introduced to the world of Masters of the Universe, it may not be your figure, but this embodies pretty much all that is Masters of the Universe, so it was perfect figure for the line and perfect choice for the winner of the contest. Of course, if you like what you see now and want the figure, it's the third parties. You must go resellers or another fans, because it's sold out from magiccollector.com. There won't be a reissue, never ever, at least not on this line, on the classics line. Well, who knows if on the movie year, like it said, some of the characters may end up on retail. Maybe then there's possibility, but that's not anything certain. So yeah, there's no way to get this from Magic Collector anymore. It's completely sold out. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. We'll see each other next time with some next review. Well, on reviews you can't really see me, but you know what I mean. But until then, it's goodbye for now.